Hi everybody, I just thought I'd give you that short little video on how to do a strap using some Bontex inside. So the strap that I did for you guys today is this strap here. I did the white because on some of the markings in the video I want to make sure you could see it clearly. This one here has some raw edges on it. It's a basic strap, and I will post the directions on what size I did, what my measurements were. And it's pretty basic and easy. You can leave it as a raw edge. You can edge paint it, which we can do in the next video. Or, if you want something with a nice finished edge that's not edge painted, we'll do that at a later date. But something to get you started, just something a little quick, because I did promise you guys I'd do a video. The holidays got crazy, got me behind, and then I pulled a neck muscle, which really made it difficult to do any sewing at all. But here it is, just for you.
Get started. Some tools, leather, and a few other supplies. I used a piece of leather that is 2.5 ounces thick, cut into two pieces 25 inches by 1.5 inches. So you want to make sure you have enough for the size of strap you'll be doing. I also used Bontex 0.014 and cut one piece 24 inches by 3/4 of an inch. I'm using a bonded nylon number 69. But I recommend bonded polyester or bonded nylon. I tend to find a little more colors in the bonded nylon. I recommend using leather welt, which you can get at Tandy Leather, or rubber cement. Both of those are easy to find. I personally use cohesive from Basic Adhesives, but we'll go into glue at a later date to give you a little more detail on that. You'll also need some tools like scissors, a ruler, a hole punch, a hammer, a strap end punch, a glue brush, and a leather crease roller. These aren't all required. We can make do with whatever you have at home, and you can grow your tool supply as you get better at doing leather. This tutorial, however, was created on an industrial sewing machine, so you may try it on a domestic machine, but is not guaranteed. So let's get started. Let's get our pieces all cut out, and you want to start with a nice straight edge when cutting your leather and Bontex. I prefer a metal roller when cutting with a rotary cutter, but I do like using an acrylic ruler to make my measurement marks. As I'm marking the leather, you'll notice I'm using a silver pen. This is a space pen. They're called Fisher space pens, and actually they write upside down, they write on leather, and they come off fairly easy off your leather. I really like these pens because they last quite a long time. You can buy a silver marking pen at Tandy Leather, however I've found that they run out quite quickly. I will put a link down below so that you know where you can get these pens. I don't get paid to tell you about these pens, I just think they're great, so I thought I'd share it with you. You'll notice when I'm cutting the leather, these two pieces are 1.5 inches wide. I'm only marking one of them. I generally don't mark my leather with a red pen, but for the purposes of the video, I am. I'm making a center line down the center of just one piece of leather. And the reason is, I don't need that center line on the other one. This is where I'll be lining up my Bontex as I'm putting it together. So when you have your Bontex, you're going to make sure you know which way the grain goes. I will post a picture of the grain, but it's kind of hard to see on video. But you'll notice whenever I do sell Bontex to people, I do mark the grain on it. And if you look closely in the light, you'll be able to see the grain of the Bontex. This makes a difference when making your strap, so that your straps are nice and smooth when they're finished. If you put the grain in the wrong direction, you'll get wrinkling in the curve of your strap, which isn't very flattering. So the piece for your Bontex is going to be a little bit smaller than your actual strap. You don't want the Bontex sticking out at the edges. Now it's time to add glue. I use a glue bottle to apply my glue because I find it easier and I have a lot less waste. You'll be putting glue on one side of your Bontex and both pieces of leather, on the inside, the suede side. That's where I put that red line earlier on the inside, so I'd have somewhere to line my Bontex up when the time came. If you are making two straps, you're going to need 4 pieces of leather and 2 pieces of Bontex. You'll notice that it's easy to clean up this glue. It's a water-based glue and it dries fairly quickly. I also use a lint roller as a quick trick to clean it up and lift off the mat when I'm in a hurry. Once the glue has dried, you're going to put those pieces together. You're going to mark the center of your Bontex and then line it up against that red line so you can center it onto your piece of leather. Once you have that in place, you need to apply some glue onto the other side of the Bontex. At this point, it doesn't need to be completely dry. You can go ahead and apply your second piece of leather and sandwich the Bontex in between the two pieces. You need to press firmly and keep those two pieces nice and tight together. I use a leather creaser, and what that does is it's a weighted roller and it kind of pushes the two pieces together, but you don't need one. You can just press it down with your fingers. Trim off the edges. You can feel the Bontex inside so that you can give it like about a 3/8 of an inch from the edge. Then we're going to trim off the edge on each side of the long side of the leather so that we can get that 1-inch strip that we need for a 1-inch strap. Remember, we originally cut the strap 1.5 inches wide because we will now trim it down. On each side, we will take off 1/4 of an inch, giving us a 1-inch strap. This gives us that nice clean edge so that when it's time to edge paint it at the end, you'll have a nice smooth edge to work with. This is where I like to use my strap end punch to shape the edge of my strap. I'm going to use rivets on the edge of my strap. You can sew yours down. You can make it a flat edge. It's all really up to you. So I like to use a curved punch strap. You don't need to have one of these. You can actually cut this by hand. You can make it any shape that you like. You just need to remember, if you're making 2 straps, you want to make sure your measurements are marked so that at the end you have 2 straps of the same length. If there's any excess glue on the outside, this would be the time to clean it off. And here we go, a finished strap. There's those holes so we can attach it to our bag easily. Don't need to stitch it on. And there's that close-up. You can see the edge there where it's nice and smooth, ready for painting. And here's that diagram showing you the grain. It's really hard to take a photo of that, but this gives you an idea of how to cut your strap so that you know which direction to put the grain in.
But putting that Bontex in there makes it stronger, makes it sturdier. There is no wrinkling in this.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and subscribe below and comment, please. I'd love to hear back from you guys, and I will answer back. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.